All right, I'm sorry about that. My dad had walked in earlier, so I had to take a couple hours off. I actually forgot what I was talking about, but I sort of remember. So this is an execution pin. This is just an example trying to get water. What a lot of people do is, what they do is they set up a multitude of branches, right? And to be honest, I don't want to say that's the incorrect way, but that's just a way that it's just you're working a lot harder than you have to. It's a lot easier to just use the switch on Edom nodes instead of setting up branches for these. So if the player is walking, but not running and not sprinting, and then do something, just do a switch on Edom, and then just plug it from here. That's all you have to do. So I just want to showcase that. However, I just set up the enum. The next thing I'm going to set up is the functions and the data assets. So back to the data folder. Now we're going to set up data assets. And maybe do I need a structure? Maybe a structure as well. So great. So now I'm setting up a structure, and these are just going to be speeds. So, sorry about that. So this is going to be movement speed, right? And then I'm going to put acceleration speed. Right? And I'll put jump velocity. Right? Rotation and movement. Desired rotation. And I'll put orient rotation. Then I'll put rotator. Rotation speed or rotator. And then the last thing I'm going to put is the enum itself, the movement enum. And then I could always come back here and change it. So normally I'm just going to preset this structure. So you would use desired rotation and speed. Normally the rotation speed is probably going to be like 300. The movement speed I'm going to set to the default 175. Acceleration I'm going to set to 400, and jump velocity I'm going to set to 400. And the default movement speed is going to be this. So back to here, I'm going to close this out. Now I'm going to create a data structure. So, a data asset. So now I'm going to primary data asset. Call this movement underscore PDA. Right? And now I'm going to add that structure I just made. Movement struct. What I call it here. Movement structure. Perfect. And now in the data asset itself, this is where I'm going to create the functions. So this is a very clean way to organize and to code your stuff by using data assets. All right, so here we go. Movement. There we go. So now here, I'm going to create a function. Great. Let me think. 1 second. There you go. Crouch locomotion and uncrouch locomotion. Okay. So back in the event graph, event begin play. Oh, there is no event begin play. All right. So this is what I'll do. From here, I'm just going to reference the character. This way I can drag out character. Yeah, there we go. Uncrouch locomotion. Character. This is a struct. Split struct. There's so many ways to do the same thing. It's crazy. So many ways to do the same thing. And here what I'm going to do is crouch. How do I want to... I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Character movement. I only need this for the crouch one. Set, crouch, speed, walk, because I'm crouching. This is the crouching one. What else are we going to do? Set walk speed. Set max walk speed. Well, what else? Set acceleration. This is the beauty of functions, by the way. This is why functions are so good, because you can kind of input anything, and then you can call the function itself, and then just drag in like a parameter or a getter, and then just plug that right into the function. So that's kind of why I like functions so much. So set max acceleration, you know. Then we're just gonna keep calling it. So get character movement. Right, and then it's going to be set jump velocity, set desired rotation, what else? Set orient rotation, set rotator, set rotation rate, remember this is a whatchamacallit, this is a oh my god, what is this? These are parameters. These are the parameters from the character movement. So these are the parameters. That's where I'm getting it. You know, the gravity skill, the mass, the max step height, max walk speed, all this stuff. These are all parameters. Right. And then for the last thing, believe it or not, I'm actually going to get this again. I'm going to set members. Set members and struct. I'm going to drag this down, and I'm just going to set the movement enum right here. Where am I going to get this from? I'm going to plug this in. Wait, where am I going to get this from? I'm going to plug this in here. Actually, no, I'm gonna get it from the struct itself. No, I'm not. Why would I? Let me think. Let me think about that. I'll come back to that part, and then I'm gonna return it. Right, there we go. Uncrouch. There we go. Just copy and paste. Keep it simple. And the only thing I'm going to change is I'm just going to make this uncrouched. This is now uncrouched. There we go. So remember, don't forget to plug these in. Jump velocity. I forgot to do that in the last slide. Let's go back and do that. Set orient rotation. Set rotation right. No, I'm right. What you want to do is you actually want to plug this in here. There we go. And you want to leave this blank. So you're getting these and then you're setting the enum. I'll do this here again. Right. So jump velocity. Desired rotation. Orient rotation movement. Rotation rate. There we go. There we go. Save all. So this is super clean. This is the movement struct. This is the crouch locomotion, and this is the uncrouched locomotion. Right? So now I'm going to close down the primary data asset. This is the movement enum. Right? This is where we're going to set everything. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to miscellaneous data asset. I'm going to reference that movement PDA that I just created. And this is going to be walk, copy paste, run, sprint, and then crouch. Right, so now I'm going to set walk, right? And this is where you set all the values. So the movement speed for walk, this seems about right. Walk, right? Cool. Now we're going to go to run. So for run, I'm going to set the movement speed to 350. The acceleration speed to 600. The jump velocity to 300. Desired rotation or rotation movement 3. Yeah. And then this is going to be changed to run. Okay. Now sprint. Sprint's going to be 600. Acceleration speed 900. You can, adjust these as you want. When you're sprinting, you probably don't run. Your jump velocity is not going to be that high normally. I'm going to turn off desired rotation movement, and I'm going to set up orient rotation. You can play with these two values to see what they do. I might showcase it later. The rotator, how much do you want to be able to rotate? I'll put this to 150, and then I'm going to set this to sprint. And then the last thing is crouch. Movement speed 125. Acceleration speed 300. Jump velocity 0. You can't jump when you're crouching. For me, rotator 300 and then crouch. So I just set up the primary data assets, movement enums. Okay, cool. Right. So now we're going to go to inputs. So now we have to go back to the where do we set that up? To the inputs right here. Action mappings. And we have to create a new input. So input action. I'm gonna put movement in. Movement. IA movement. There we go. Digital bool. Yeah, it's a bool. Right. And this is going to be the trigger. Tap. That's it. That's all you do. Tap. So now I'm going to go back here. Go to IMC default. And now I'm going to add our movements. Right. So IA movement. What button do I want to use? C for run. What triggers? Just tap. Just tap. Yeah. Tap. Oh. Wait, let me think. Yeah. For caps lock. Then I'm gonna use for sprint. For crouch. For walk. There we go. Tap. I don't think I have to do this twice, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just in case. Tap. Tap. And then you could play with the parameters or play with these values, you know. Right. So now we're gonna go back to bin. Movement IA. There we go. Okay. So unfortunately, it looks like you're gonna have to do it for each one. My bad. Yeah, so this one's walk. Yeah, there we go. Delete, delete, delete. One more. Walk. Run. Sprint. And this is the beauty of this new system, is that the fact that you just don't have to keep redoing it. So run is going to be caps lock, sprint's going to be left shift, crouch is going to be C, walk is going to be left control. That's just how I like to set it up. And the trigger's already set up, so I'm going to delete it just to see what happens. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to rename these to IA, so I know it's an input action, so I don't mistakenly call it in the blueprint library. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So walk IA, crouch IA, sprint IA, run IA. Cool. Great. So now we're going to create a function. It's going to be called the movement input movement function. Cool, right? And what are we going to do here? Very simple. We're going to call that movement data asset that we made before. So what do I call it? What did we call that movement data asset? Data, there we go. Movement PDA. That's what we're going to call it. Right here. There we go. Object reference. Movement data asset. Now this may be a little confusing. I may be like, for me it's very easy to understand, but I could understand how it could be potentially confusing if you're not, familiar with Unreal. But if it is confusing, just go back and I guess rewatch what I'm doing and just rewind the video. That's kind of the beauty of YouTube or learning off of the internet, is that you can just go back and rewatch what just happened. So this is the function I'm gonna call the crouch one, and then the next one will be uncrouch. So crouch locomotion, and I'm also gonna call uncrouch locomotion call function. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. And it's very simple, right? I'm gonna do this. Go to crouch, can crouch, check. It is crouching from the character movement. Branch. If the player is crouching. There we go. The beauty. Look at that. Movement data asset. Okay, character. Actually, yeah, I don't even need to do that because I'm already in the character itself. So I'm gonna delete that. Get character movement. Get a reference to self. Just get a reference to self because we are the character. Forgot about that. And then here we go. Get the movement enum. This looks a little sloppy, but you know, whatever. I'll separate it. There we go. Cool. There we go. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Return. And we end it with a nice return node. There we go. Cool. A nice little clean function. So back to inputs. I'm going to put this in the movement category, or locomotion. Perfect. So for walk, I'm going to assign that to walk. Crouch, I'm going to put crouch. Sprint, I'm going to put sprint. And run, I'm going to put run. Then print string. run, players running, sprint, look at that, walk, crouch. Oh no, I forgot. No, I did it right. Something's right. Something's not right though. Let me delete that. Let me just do this. Walk, run, sprint, crouch. Something's not right. Alright, there we go. Run, sprint, walk, crouch. There we go. And if I want to change any of the values, I would just go right here, like sprint. The rotation rate's too slow. Let me change to 360. There we go. So run, crouch. You can see the thing just walk, sprint. Okay. So one thing to do is to attach the camera boom to the mesh itself. That way the camera doesn't drop down whenever you crouch, and attach it to the spine number 3. There we go. So now let's see what happens. Attach it to spine number 3, but also reset the values. Yeah, so run, crouch, sprint, walk. Okay. What I want to do? Yeah, so the default, what's going to be your default speed? Whatever you set your default speed to, that's what you want to put into begin play. Whatever you set your default to, I'm going to set my default to walk. So that way when the player starts, it's already walking. Yep, walk. Crouch, run, sprint. Crouch, sprint, run, walk. Run, sprint, crouch. So the logic's there. Now we have to go back to the animation blueprint. And if you want to replicate it, just custom event, replicate the server. That's about it. Now we have to go back to the animation blueprint. Pull property access. Go to BAME. And yeah, definitely get the movement enum. Promote this to a variable. Movement enum. What else are we gonna do? I think that's about it. That's all we have to do is get the movement enum. Yeah, that's it. Put this in locomotion as well. Yep. For mapping. Yeah, that's about it. So now we're going to close everything, go back to the anim graph. And this is the last part. This is the last part of this video. Setting up the animations, right? So, state machine, idle, state machine. I'm gonna put movement. All right, and then state machine, jumping, jump. Cache. This is just an animation blueprint variable. That's all you're doing is, getting and setting. You're setting the movement, so movement. And then you're setting idle. Ready. So you're getting the information, you're setting it, get, set, get, boom. So first we're gonna start with idle. Which idle do we want to do? Idle. So there's a lot of idles here. Oh wow, he added more. He added more idles. Yeah, he added more idles. There used to only be 6. Now there's 8. Okay. Since he has a lot of idles, what I'm gonna do is state machine, put idle. Then we're just gonna put a random sequencer. Random sequence player. Right? So we're gonna browse to the asset. These are all the retargeted animations. I'm gonna put idle here. Right. And then what I'm gonna do is this. Put equal. One by bool. If the player is not crouching, do that. If the player is crouching, do this. Crouch idle. entries. There's 11 different idols. I'll put 10. Yeah, one more idol. Then, yeah. Cubic. 0.5. 0.5 for each one. What this does, this just plays a random idol animation out of the list of idols that I just added, out of the array of idols. So. 5. 0.5. Cubic. There we go. Did I do that 11 times? Did I do it 10 times? Wow, I did. Wow. Did I really? Blend in, blend in, blend in, blend in. Yeah, I did. Wow. Alright. Okay. So now that we have the idle set up, the next thing we're going to do is the movement. And the movement should be pretty simple. It's add state idols. That's why you save it as a variable. That way you could just, you can code the idols separately. But it will have all the logic from the idol. And then you could add another state. So movement. So now I need to create an animation. An animation blend space. Movement. And this is going to be direction, negative 180, 188. I don't want it to snap to grid, and I don't want there to be smoothing time, and this is going to be speed. 0, 600, 6. I don't want it to snap to grid. I want the smoothing time to be 0.2. Cubic. I'm going to change this to 4 or 5. I'll make it 5. And now we just drag and drop. So walk forward. Check to make sure that enable root motion is not true, that it's false. And then you check the values, right? So what value did we set? Did we set walk to? 175, right? So we have to match that. So walk needs to be 175. So for now, just put it there. Walk backward. Walk backward. Strafe. Walk right. For some reason, the walk right is strafing. There we go. Run. Run strafe. Run. Sprint. And then idle. There we go. Walk 175. For direction, I am going to snap actually. 175. Now run. I'll put that to 350. That's what I set it to. 350. 600. Right. Okay. And then crouch. Crouch. Put crouch anew. Direction. Snap to grid. Weight speed 5. Walk forward. Walk left. Wait. Make sure it's not enable root. Make sure enable root motion is off. Walk left. Walk right. Right. Go back to character logic. We have to create one more variable. Calculate direction. Get active rotation. Direction. Blend on enum. Blend movement enums. Set this up. Right click. Run. Sprint. Walk. Okay, walk. Crouch. Make it a smooth curve. For this video, I'm not going to add like walk, start, and stop. I might do that in the next video. For this video, I'm just going to set up like, keep it simple. I might do like start and stop later, but not for this exact video. So, movement, crouch. I'm not even going to add like the lean or anything either. Maybe I could add a lean, actually. I'll add a lean next video as well. I'll make it more advanced for the next video. So crouch. Calculate direction. Speed. And speed is greater than 0. Enter movement state. Speed is less than or equal to 0. Leave movement state. Back to enum graph. Now we're just going to finish it off with jumping. Add state. Movement. Movement catch pose. This is the variable we're retrieving. We're getting this data. So it's getting this one, but we set the idle as well in the movement state machine. So here we programmed the idle. We cached it. We saved it as a variable movement. We're getting the data, setting it. Now we're just getting it. This includes the movement and the idle. And now we're just going to do jump or fall. I think it's fall. It is fall. Yeah, fall loop. Yeah. Jump. Control C. Control V. Apply additive. One 6. Local. Save. So you're entering the start. This could be any start, by the way. Idle. Here we go. So is an error. Bunch of shared. Is an error. Is an error. Jump start. You want to change the curve so that he automatically starts jumping. Loop. Not is not an error. And for this one, you want to actually get the ratio, get the time remaining. And if this is less than or equal to a certain amount of the animation left, I'm going to put 0.3. You want to enter this last transition state. So if this is less than or equal to jump, idle, land, then you want to enter back in a movement state. But I'm also going to sync these animations together so that it smoothly plays. So this is always the leader. And we're going to sync group, jump, Control C. Can be leader, sync group. Sync group. And you want to do the same thing here as well. If this is less than or equal to a certain amount, this is less than or equal to a 0.4 of the animation, then enter following loop. Okay. And for now, like I said, this video is so long that I'll do the other part later. I'll do the other part tomorrow. It's getting late. So let's just see if it worked. So, okay. This guy looks so good. He looks so good. I'm gonna select sprint so I can change the orient, rotation, to movement. These animations look so good on him. I might curve the back a little bit. Yeah, there we go. God. Looks good. So walk. There we go. Look at this. Insane. He's walking. Like I said, ooh. I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. No, I messed up. I hate messing up. That was back left, right? Yep. I need to pick that one. Browse to asset. Change it. That's the right though. Change to left. Browse to asset. Walk forward. Yup. The back animation's messed up. Go back. I picked the root motion one, that's what's going on. Walk forward. Man, this is like the coolest looking character. What the hell? I like this. I like this character. I'm sorry if I'm slurring my words too. Yo. I had a little bit to drink. So yeah. So crouch. Crouch didn't work. No, crouch didn't work. Crouch did not work. I don't know why. I'll figure that out. And sprint. Right, cool. I'll elaborate on this. I'll make a part 3 later to make it like look better. But for now, it's getting late. The video's already long enough. So yeah, well, let me just fix crouch though, and then I'll probably call it a night. Crouch. Oh, wait. Why did crouch not work? Crouch should have worked. Let's see something. Crouch is not working. I don't know why. Let's go back. Let's see what's going on. Go back to inputs. Crouch. Uncrouched. 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 Crouch locomotion. Crouch. Crouch. Huh. Crouch should be working. I don't know why Crouch isn't working. Maybe I need to set this first. The Crouch should be working. Crouch should be working. Huh. Let me figure out what's going on with Couch. Huh. Crouch should be working. Let's see. So the player is crouched. There we go. Now it's working. I don't know why it's not reading the enum. The enum should be detecting if it's crouched or not. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, I'll figure that out. There you go. Delete pen. Remove pen. Ouch. Try to get pawn owner. There we go. What the hell? There we go. Try to get pawn owner. He's crouching. Win by bull. I'm not sure why the enum's not working. I'll have to check that out later. But so here I could do not bull. It's working, but I don't know. False. Alpha. I'm sorry if I'm so quiet, but I'm about to end this video. However, this is working, but there's something up with the inputs. I guess I'm gonna put started instead of. Yeah, there we go. I have to change this to started. And then I'll do part 3 another day, probably like tomorrow or something like that. There we go. So I'm gonna check one more time. Make sure everything's good. Sprint. Check the character. Wow. Feels good. It's like Bane. The mask is perfect. The textures are off. I gotta email him about that. This is too good of a character to mess up the textures, man. But this is a AAA character for $40. You can definitely use this in a game, especially with a Rococo suit or a motion capture suit. You can definitely give him like a deep voice or like a a raspy voice or something like that, and then have him act out stuff with the motion capture. Man, this looks great. This looks great. He looks good. I can imagine him in like a South American town or in a jungle or somewhere like that. Run. Sprint. And then I could I'll edit it later. Walk. Crouch. You can see the feet are a little off. I can just increase the crouching speed. That's the beauty of data assets. I just go right to the data asset. Crouch. He's a little too slow. 125. Change it to 150. That's another reason why I use a blend space 1D instead of a blend space with speed, so that it could easily adjust the crouching and align it to the ground via footsteps or foot length or whatever. There's one more thing I want to do before I exit it out. I'm gonna tweak it tomorrow or another day. Make it look a little bit better, but right here. I'm gonna change this to 0.4. The duration 0.4. There we go. Sprint. Crouch. Yeah, there we go. Much better. I like how Kubold, he programmed these too. He made it so that when you're backing, your feet move faster. Or when you're moving to the side versus the front. That's pretty good. And walk. And then tomorrow I'll tweak it. I'll make it a little bit better. I might even add some shooting or whatever. But yeah. This is it. This is it. Part 2 finished. Finito.